In the midst of our daily lives, sometimes a wave of sadness hits us, reminding us of a loss we've experienced. Grief, in its many forms and intensities, is a universal experience. It's a thread that weaves its way through the tapestry of human existence, connecting us in our shared experiences of loss and pain. Grief is as unique as the individuals who experience it. It's like a fingerprint. No two are exactly alike. Some of us may find ourselves shattered, feeling as if the world has come crashing down. Others might experience grief as a dull, constant ache, a reminder of something or someone missing from our lives. And that's okay. It's okay to feel this pain. It's okay to feel the weight of your loss. It's okay to not be okay, because you see, grief isn't a sign of weakness. It isn't something to be hidden or to be ashamed of. It's a testament to our capacity to love, to care, to form bonds so strong that their breaking leaves us reeling. The way we grieve, the way we navigate through this journey of loss is deeply personal. There's no right or wrong way to grieve. There's no timeline, no roadmap. Grief is a journey we embark on at our own pace, in our own time. It's a journey that often feels solitary, but it's important to remember that you're not alone. Just as grief is universal, so too is the capacity for resilience and healing. It's okay to reach out, to seek help, to lean on others when the weight of grief becomes too heavy to bear alone. It's okay to cry, to scream, to sit in silence. Your feelings are valid. Your grief is valid. And while it might seem impossible now, know that it's okay to laugh again, to find joy, to live. Because grief, for all its pain and heartache, also opens the door to growth, to understanding, and to a deeper appreciation of the beauty inherent in life's fleeting moments. Remember, it's okay to feel the pain. It's okay to mourn. Your feelings are valid. I remember the first time I encountered grief. It was like a thick fog that clouded everything. I was just a teenager when my grandfather passed away. He was my hero, my mentor, and his sudden departure from this world felt like a rug had been pulled out from under me. His death was unexpected, and it shook my world. I remember the day as if it was yesterday. The chilling winter air, the silence that echoed through the house, and the feeling of emptiness that consumed me. I was flooded with a wave of emotions: confusion, anger, sadness. I felt like I was drowning in an ocean of despair with no land in sight. Confusion was the first to greet me. I couldn't understand why someone so full of life and joy had to leave so abruptly. It felt unjust, unfair. I questioned everything: life, death, destiny. I was angry at the world, at the universe for taking away my beloved grandfather. And then there was the sadness. It was not just a feeling, it was a state of being. It was a constant companion, a shadow that followed me everywhere. I couldn't comprehend the enormity of my loss. I felt like a ship caught in a storm, tossed and turned by the waves of grief. The world continued to spin, people carried on with their lives, but I felt stuck, frozen in time. I was lost in the labyrinth of my own emotions, unable to find my way out. But grief, as I would eventually learn, is not a linear journey. It's a roller coaster of emotions, a winding road with unexpected twists and turns. It's not something you overcome, but something you learn to live with, something you carry with you as you move forward. In the face of this tragedy, I felt lost. But even in the darkest of nights, there's always a glimmer of light. It may not be visible at first, but it's there, waiting for you to find it. And when you do, it will guide you through the fog of grief and into the dawn of a new day. Healing is not an overnight process. It's a journey that takes time, patience, and a lot of self-love. When we walk the road of healing, it's essential to remember that it's not a linear path. There will be days when you feel like you've taken 2 steps forward, only to take 3 steps back the next day. And that's okay. Healing often feels like a dance, a rhythm of progress and retreat. One of the most important aspects of healing is acknowledging our feelings. Sometimes, in an attempt to move on, we might try to bury our feelings or pretend they don't exist. But this is not the way to true healing. It's important to allow ourselves to feel all our emotions: sadness, anger, guilt, confusion, and to understand that these feelings are a normal part of the grieving process. There's no shame in seeking help when we need it. Whether it's confiding in a trusted friend or seeking professional help from a therapist or counselor, reaching out to others for support can make a significant difference in our healing journey. Remember, it's not a sign of weakness to ask for help, but rather a sign of strength to acknowledge when we need it. Self-care is another crucial part of healing. Taking care of our physical health, getting enough sleep, eating nutritious food, exercising, these are all ways we can support our healing. But self-care is not just about physical health. It's also about taking time for ourselves, doing things we enjoy, and allowing ourselves to relax and recharge. Surrounding ourselves with supportive people can also aid our healing. This might mean spending time with friends and family who understand our journey, joining a support group, or seeking out others who have gone through similar experiences. Healing is not about forgetting. It's about learning to live with the memory without it causing pain. It's about finding a place for our loss in our hearts, a place where it can reside without overwhelming us. It's about learning to carry our grief not as a heavy burden, but as a part of who we are. And it's about moving forward, one step at a time, on the road to healing. After a tragedy, life will never be the same again, but that doesn't mean it can't be good again. Rebuilding life after a tragedy is a process, a journey that requires patience, courage, and a lot of self-compassion. It's about learning to navigate a new reality, finding new hobbies, creating new routines, and discovering joy in little things. Think about it. When a wildfire ravages a forest, the landscape is changed forever. But from those ashes, new life begins to sprout. It's a different forest, yes, but it's still a forest, teeming with life, beauty, and potential. That's what rebuilding life after a tragedy looks like. It's about embracing the concept of a new normal. It's about realizing that while you can't go back to how things were, you can create something beautiful from what remains. It's about finding new hobbies that bring you joy and comfort. Maybe you take up painting, or you learn to play a musical instrument. Perhaps you start a book club, or you adopt a dog. These new activities not only fill your time, but also help you heal, providing an outlet for your emotions and a source of joy and fulfillment. Creating new routines is also essential. Establishing a daily or weekly routine gives you a sense of control and normalcy. It can be as simple as going for a morning walk, having coffee at a particular time, or setting aside an evening each week for self-care. And amidst all this, find joy in the little things. The smell of fresh coffee, the warmth of the sun on your skin, the sound of your favorite song. These small moments of joy help to remind us that life, despite its trials and tribulations, is still beautiful. Remember, it's okay to start small. It's okay to take baby steps. The key is to keep moving forward. Life after a tragedy will be different, yes, but it can also be meaningful, fulfilling, and yes, even happy. It's about rebuilding, not just surviving. And that, my friends, is the beauty of resilience. Happiness is not a destination, it's a journey, and every journey begins with a single step. Sometimes, in the wake of personal tragedy, we can feel as though we've lost touch with the essence of joy, and that's okay. It's important to understand that the path to finding happiness again is not a straight line, but rather a winding road filled with ups and downs, starts and stops. One way to begin this journey is to reconnect with the things that once brought you joy. Maybe it's a hobby you've forgotten about, a book you loved, or a place that used to inspire you. These sparks can reignite the flame of happiness, even if it's just a flicker to start. It's also crucial to spend time with the people you love. Our relationships with others can act as a healing balm, soothing the scars of grief. The shared laughter, the silent understanding, the simple act of being there for each other can bring a sense of warmth and peace back into your life. Next, try practicing gratitude. Sometimes, in our sorrow, we forget to appreciate the little things. The smell of fresh coffee in the morning, the sound of birds chirping outside your window, or the feel of a warm blanket on a cold night. These small moments can serve as gentle reminders that life still holds beauty and joy. And remember, it's okay to feel happy again. This doesn't mean you're forgetting the person or the event that caused your grief. Happiness and sorrow can coexist. They're not mutually exclusive. It's okay to smile, to laugh, to enjoy life. It doesn't diminish the love you had or the pain you felt. In the end, remember that it's okay to be happy. It's okay to live again. And most importantly, it's okay to love yourself. Because you too are deserving of happiness. You're deserving of a life filled with joy and love. And it all begins with a single step on your journey to finding happiness again.